Hey everybody, JohnE.Avocado and
Kenya Krafts.
from Cosplay Call Out, and we're here with Andrus Does Stuff. And he is the winner of our Perfect Pose competition award that we awarded at Wondercon 2022 this year. And he had an amazing cosplay. And so we're here with him today to talk a little bit about what he did to get ready for that. What did you do to have prepared for the judges at the cosplay?
Well, most of the work was done like the 2 weeks before WonderCon. I was kind of like cramming. Once I got that email that basically said, "Hey, congratulations, you're one of the contestants," I immediately started cramming, trying to get as many things done as I could, getting it all ready. And then the day of the con, of course, that's when things start going wrong. Like little things start falling off, paint starts scratching, things just aren't working like they're supposed to. But thankfully, they gave us that little bit of time beforehand to kind of just adjust and fix things and work on what we need to. And it was just a lot of trial and error. That's the easiest thing I could say. It's just a lot of trial and error, trying certain things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of that.
Well, now we checked out your Instagram a little bit earlier because we'd like to see what you guys do in your off time when you're not showing off your cosplays to us at the conventions that we get to. And I'm going to tell you what, we came across your Handsome Jack cosplay. I got to say, man, that is spot on, guy. You pull that roll off. You got the curly Q, you got the look, you got the smile down, you got it all. But I was blown away by that mask you made. Man, that thing looked like it dropped right out of that game screen and into your hand. How long did it take you to make that one?
That was a 3D print that I bought. Oh, where was that? It was some random little website I've never heard of, and it was just a raw 3D print that I had purchased. And then I ended up having to sand it down, fill it all in, get it ready for paint. It probably took 2 or 3 days to paint. The whole like Borderlands cell shading style is one of the hardest to replicate because it's just layer upon layer upon layer of paint. And if you don't get it just right, it just doesn't look too good.
Well, I tell you what, man, that thing popped. And your suit coat, you didn't just use the dark coloration for the edging, but you used that white as well to highlight instead of just you provide that shadow. I thought you brought the whole thing together, man. That was fantastic.
And then we saw the Hyperion gun that you had modded. That was amazing. Does it still fire? We were just discussing.
It does.
Yeah.
It was in there and I had just spray painted.
And then we were totally trying to decide for ourselves, what the attributes this gun had, and if it had a really cool name and what its flavor text would be. Do you have information for that, or do we get to continue to speculate?
Oh, I'm gonna have to think on that one.
This is one of our favorite games, so we're coming at you.
Yeah, we're actually, in fact, we've revisited Borderlands 3, and we're playing through on our second playthrough, as we speak.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool. It's our favorite couch co-op. So it's tight gameplay. Absolutely love the storyline.
Yeah.
So I want to bring us back to your Doomslayer cosplay. Now, I saw that you're running around with a bunch of other Doomslayer guys. Is there a bunch of them or is there a group of you, or what's the deal with that?
So when I started first working on mine, I had a handful of people reach out to me that were each their own like individual Doomslayer cosplayers. And while there's a fair amount, there's only a fair amount that I've been able to find like on social media and whatnot, maybe like 5 or 6 at most. And that has been one of the nicest things about cosplay is just being able to communicate with those people because they've put in a lot of work to kind of reference from the game and from the concept art and all of those things to make their cosplays as best as possible. And they were more than happy to help and kind of just share what they learned and what like they found worked best. Whether it be random little parts from like Home Depot that you would never think of using to like how certain pieces look compared to like in the game and in the trailers and whatnot. It's a super supportive community. They live all over the world. One of them, he lives it's somewhere in the UK. It's New Zealand. He lives like all the way in New Zealand, and he was like the first one to reach out to me.
Huh.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
So a lot of the composite video or pictures that we see, those are total composites. Those are guys that took pictures of themselves, and you got somebody that kind of puts all that together for you, or is that you that's doing that?
No, that's not me. I'm not the Photoshop guy. That has never been my specialty. That would be, I believe his tag is DoomedGav on Instagram. He's a huge Doom cosplayer. He's fairly well known for that. And he just takes pictures from all sorts of Doom Slayer cosplayers and kind of just composites them into this awesome piece of work.
Fun.
I'd tell you, he's done some good work for you. A couple of your cosplays, man. That's some good composite work, man. That's fantastic. We were talking about that. Is there this cinder block? What do we want to call this? This cinder block photo op shot that you have all the time. Is this someplace I can come visit? Because I've got a couple of suits that I need a good mountain of cinder blocks to stand on.
With so that was my backyard. Yeah. Yeah, in the back fence, there's like a creek behind our house, and so that fence was just falling over, and we had to put cinder blocks in front of it before we had time to fix it. And so that just worked out for like one of the best cosplay photo shoots.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
When you're trying to look for this, just destruction or whatever, you're like, where am I going to find this? And to happen to have it going on, the perfect right amount of brokenness in your backyard. So now I got to ask you about the Doom game. You're a big fan of Doom, right? So this is what inspired you to start the cosplay, or did you like the suit, or you're a big fan of the game, right?
Yeah, well, my dad actually grew up playing like the original Doom games in the 80s and 90s. That was his jam. And then we got an Xbox in 2017. And the next year he found a collection of the original 3 Doom games that he got for us. And he's like, hey, I used to play these. You guys should play them too. I fell in love right away. And then I found out like they had made newer games like fairly recently in 2016. And so I played through that, loved it, became one of my favorite games. And then I found out Doom Eternal was coming out, the second one. And I saw the trailers for it, I saw the gameplay for it, and I loved it. It looked so good. I got that, and then first time I played through it, I knew, I was like, I'm gonna make this. Like, this is gonna be my one cosplay. Like, if there's one thing I'm gonna do, it's this.
That's awesome. So now the next thing that we came across is that we think we know the name of the sword is the Crucible, right?
Yes.
Does the hammer have a name?
Yes, it's the Hellbreaker.
The Hellbreaker.
Okay.
Okay. And that was like the DLC special, right? Weapon. Isn't that what that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
pretty
yeah.
awesome. So now the runes and things. Now this is another point of speculation and contention between the two of us. The runes on the sword. Are those runes from the game, or did you research some of that, or?
Well, that's so in the game, there's thankfully, which I love when games do this, they give you a section where you can look at the models for the weapons, and you can zoom in and out and look at all of it, and that works perfectly for cosplay. So I was able to zoom in and get most of those really accurately. So I would say a good 90 to 95% of those runes are accurate.
That's
However,
fantastic.
there are a few in there that are just random little symbols from other things, like from the Quake video game series, the Quake logo, that's hidden on there somewhere. There's an
Super
Apple
fun
logo.
Easter eggs.
Yeah, just little things here and there, just for fun.
Do you have a good pic of that? We could put that up on the screen. Folks could look for that.
Yeah, I can totally.
That'd be fun. Yeah, send us a pic and we'll put it up. We'll tag it and put it up on there. That'd be a fun thing for people to look for. Yeah, so don't tell them all to us. What was one? Is there a couple on there you said?
Oh, there's a few. Yeah, there's quite a few.
Okay, so what was the one we can look for that we'll all know to look for? What was the one you just said?
The Quake logo.
The Quake logo. Okay.
Yeah, I can send you a picture of what that looks like too.
Okay, yeah, so we can see if we can find it, and then we'll all have to look for some others, huh? And maybe we can have an update. That'd be pretty fun.
Maybe the adult symbol.
Ooh, yeah, we could. A Zelda would be a good one. We'll have to look. We'll have to see what's on there. All right. So you had a fun question for.
So you kind of, I guess, already answered it, but I was wondering, when you decided you were going to enter San Diego, how you, or WonderCon, how you decided that was going to be your cosplay to enter.
So you knew that you were building the suit for WonderCon, or were you building the suit just to be building the suit?
Well, I started building the suit a week after the game came out. And so it's been a work in progress since, what was that, March 2020? I've been working on it slowly since then, and then WonderCon came around. I got tickets for that, and then I saw there was a masquerade contest, and I really wanted to be in that. And I thought, if there's one of my cosplays that stands out among the rest, it has to be the Doom one. And so that was kind of just the biggest and the most impressive and the biggest display of like my work, because I've been working on that for months and months and months.
And it shows,
It
man.
shows.
It
It
looks
looks
amazing. So
Thank
now I
you.
can't talk to you about this cosplay without talking to you about this bot on the back. So this is out of the game, right? What bot is this? Tell us, give us a little insight to that story of the bot, because that's not something, a feature a lot of folks see. So we might not all know that story.
Mhm. Yeah, so there's two of the newer Doom games, Doom from 2016 and Doom Eternal, the one from 2020. In Doom 2016, he was kind of like your friend, kind of not. At the end, he betrayed you, and then that's how the game ended. He was this full-size, like 8-9 foot tall robot just walking around. His name was Samuel Hayden. Um, and then in Doom Eternal, you didn't hear about him for like half the game, and then about halfway through, you kind of just enter this facility, and he's all destroyed. He's missing like his lower half an arm. He's all beat up, just kind of like on life support, basically. And you need him for, it was targeting something, like you were trying to find and locate something, and you needed him for that because he was the only one that knew. And so you kind of just took him, brought him to your spaceship, and then he helped you with the rest of your journey. And I thought that would be a fun build. And originally my plan was just to build that and hang it from the ceiling in my room, just as a display. And then I thought, I rewatched Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back with Chewbacca when he has C-3PO
Yes.
over his shoulder, and I was like, you know what? That's a good idea.
That's awesome. That
Yeah.
is fantastic, man.
One of my favorite movies.
What a great origin story for that bot to show up on your back too. That's amazing. So now that was a little bit of the story, and we wanted to recut some of this interview because we've got some interview with a few folks, but the convention floor is so loud and so busy that it's terribly hard to get good audio. So we want to try to get a hold of everybody and have a little more extended video, a little more opportunity to talk to everyone anyhow. But that was part of what we talked about, was that you had not decided to add the bot to the suit till right toward the end. So now, was the bot something you had kind of been working on already, and you kind of made that decision toward the end to make it show ready and put it on the back, or did you kind of bring that all together at the last minute?
Well, I had that plan since October of last year. Like I was like, I want to do this. This is really, really cool. And I had never started on it. Like I was busy with other cosplays, just life is in general. And then I got accepted to Wondercon, and I was like, oh my gosh, like if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go big. Like if I finish this in time, it'll be amazing. If I don't, it's okay. I'll finish it eventually. And I did it in a week and a half.
Oh.
Start to finish, week and a half. And even now I've made few improvements on it, just to get it readier for like more in future conventions. But I had a week and a half start to finish to get that done for WonderCon.
Man, oh man. So, I mean, this is one of my favorite parts of all these stories. Everybody, you put all your heart and your soul into it, and you're like, I don't care how it turns out. I'm just going to make this thing, and I love it. And again and again and again, the folks that really win the costume contest wherever we go, and they bring the game, it's those folks that win because you just did it because you love to do it, and then everybody loved what you had done.
Yeah.
So the best advice that we as judges, and probably maybe you as a contestant, can give out is, man, just, put your passion into it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you don't like what you're doing, then why are you doing it? You know?
Right.
Like, it's fun to be up there and like show off everything, but that's not where the fun comes in. The fun comes in because you know that you've taken your time and your energy and you put it into this thing, and now you get to show it off to the world and to other people that are going to appreciate it as much as you do.
How was that to be up on stage and to hear them screaming out for you, man?
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
That was part of why you really caught our eye as judges, is because you were such a showman on stage. You really owned the space. We actually critiqued you quite a bit on your performance on stage in comparison to some other folks. And you did such a great job using up all the stage, using up all of your time, and get the crowd to react to you again and again. Mm-hmm. And now part of this is really to get a good judges score, but as industry judges, we look for that crowd reaction. And I'm going to tell you what, you had an amazing performance on stage, bud.
Thank you so much.
So I want to let everybody know that they can go ahead because you've asked to go ahead and have your statue hosted on my Scans for Fans page, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if anybody would like to support Brendan in his cosplay, you could go ahead.
Help support his addiction.
Yes, help support his cosplay addiction. You can purchase a statue of his winning costume in figurine form from my Scans for Fans website. And if anybody's interested in becoming their own action figure, like he has been for himself as a winnings for his costume contest competition, you can go to 3DHQ or go to 3dheadquarter.com and you can become your own action figure. And we're going to be where?
At San Diego Comic-Con in July.
In July. Have you got tickets?
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, sir.
So not only can you see us, you can see an amazing award-winning cosplayer. Are you wearing the suit to the competition or to the San Diego?
Probably.
Absolutely.
Okay, I do have to ask, how much does it kill you to not share your suit until you get up on the masquerade floor?
Yeah. Wait, say that again. I'm sorry, you cut out about halfway through.
Oh, sorry. So because you can't debut your costume until you walk out on stage. So how much did that kill you to not be able to share
Your work.
Oh man. I was ready. Like I had that whole thing set up in our hotel room just down the street from the convention center. I was like, I'm ready to show this off. And the whole first 2 days, Friday and Saturday, I was just itching to bring it out. I was like, I want to show this off so badly, but I couldn't until Saturday night. And then I did, and then I wore it all day Sunday, and everybody loved it.
Oh man.
So do they sneak you in some way, or
Do you suit up behind stage? Give us a little insider scoop here. How does that process work when you get picked to get to be a contestant? What do they do to keep it all secret? Because it truly is. They make it be a whole show to show it off for folks.
Oh yeah, they were very strict about that. They sent out several emails beforehand being very just very strict about like the rules and whatnot, saying if you show this off beforehand, we'll disqualify you. Like we want this, people wait in line for this for hours. Like we want this to be something new, not something they saw already today.
Mm-hmm.
And so they told us, if possible, just carry everything in big trash bags or big boxes. Just keep it as hidden as possible and bring it up to that one room where everybody upstairs gets to just get ready and work on things for a few hours beforehand. And so that's what I did. We put everything in these big black trash bags and we carried it all the way down to the convention center. And we kind of walked in and people were just looking at me funny because I had all the clothes on underneath, like from what's under the suit. And I'm just carrying these big black trash bags just with like a hammer sticking out the side. There's like a robot's arm sticking out this other one. Like it was pretty fun. And then we got up there, I put everything on, just made sure it was working backstage, and then it made its debut on the floor.
Well, a hell of a debut it was, man. It was pretty fantastic. So everybody can catch us, all the viewers. Like and subscribe to Scans for Fans and check out the cosplay call out that we do for a bunch of different cosplayers. And head on over to Brendan's site, which is andrusdoesstuff.jpg on Instagram. And you can check out his amazing cosplays. He's got a whole bunch of different ones he does. Everything from the Ash from the Army of Darkness, and there was the Chainsaw guy. Is that just his name, the Chainsaw guy?
The Chainsaw Man, the big chainsaw head thing.
Is that the name of the character?
Yep.
Is the Chainsaw Man. Okay, well, how original. The Chainsaw Man. It's a great cosplay, but I usually am looking for more of a drastic name than that.
Yeah.
So you can check out all the rest of his cosplays and support him in any way that you want. If you want to check out Scans for Fans, you can support him by purchasing the statue of his award-winning cosplay. Till next time, we'll see you guys at San Diego Comic-Con. What's our booth number?
It is 2948.
2948. You can see all of us there. We'll see you guys.